She dressed up for a party that night, unaware it was the last party she might ever attend. Some people love food. Some people love money. Some people love power. But Tracy loved parties. Not small love, not normal enjoyment. This one was deep. It lived inside her. It followed her everywhere, and it almost destroyed her life. Before we go into the story, kindly help this channel grow by taking a moment to like and subscribe. Your support matters, and it encourages me to continue bringing you more interesting and relatable stories. Tracy was a very beautiful woman. Not the kind of beauty that shouts. The kind that pulls attention quietly. When she entered a room, people noticed. Not because she was loud, but because she carried herself with confidence. Her smile was bright, her skin always glowing, her clothes always neat and stylish. People used to whisper when she passed, "See that girl. She is fine. She knows how to dress." Tracy heard those things and she loved it. She worked in a telecommunication company. Good job, good pay, office work from Monday to Friday. But the real Tracy did not live for work. She lived for weekends. She lived for nights. She lived for invitations, parties. To Tracy, a party was not just an event. It was joy. It was freedom. It was life. The loud music, the flashing lights, the smell of perfume, the sound of laughter. The way people looked at her and said, "Tracy, you look good." That sentence alone could carry her for days. If there was a wedding, she was there. Birthday, she was there. Office hangout, she was there. Naming ceremony, she was there. If there was music, Tracy would find it. Sometimes she didn't even know the celebrant well, but once she heard there would be party, that was enough. She met Dele at a wedding party. It was loud, colorful. People were dancing, drinks were flowing. That was Tracy's natural environment. She wore a fitted dress. Her hair was perfect, her makeup clean and glowing. Dele noticed her immediately. He was not a party lover like Tracy. He came because a friend invited him. But when he saw Tracy dancing freely, laughing like life had no problem, he walked closer. They danced, they laughed, they talked. Before the party ended, numbers were exchanged. And just like that, a love story started. When they started dating, Dele noticed something early. Tracy loved parties. At first, he didn't look serious. She was young. She worked hard. He thought maybe parties were her way of relaxing. Whenever he called her on weekends, she was either preparing for a party or already at one. But Dele was in love. And love has a way of making people blind. With time, the signs became clearer. Tracy could skip important things for parties. She skipped church sometimes. She skipped office hangouts that mattered. She skipped family events that were not fun enough. If there was a party the same day as something serious, the party always won. One day, Tracy was sick. She had fever. She was weak. She couldn't even stand well. Dele went to see her. She was lying down looking tired. Then her phone rang. She checked it. Someone mentioned a party. Suddenly, Tracy sat up. I forgot there's a party today." Dele was shocked. She stood up. She started dressing. She looked alive again. It was like magic. Dele felt something move in his chest, but he said nothing. Deep inside, He hoped marriage would change her, but it didn't. After a few months of courtship, they eventually got married. It was a beautiful wedding ceremony. Many guests, plenty music. Tracy was happy. She danced more than anyone. The couple had so much fun. Few weeks into the marriage, the party started. Marriage did not slow Tracy down. It made her worse. She became even more serious with parties. Then children came. 2 beautiful children. But Tracy was hardly home. She loved her children, yes, but parties still came first. Some days she would go out and forget the children at daycare. The teachers would call. Her phone would be unreachable. Music loud, phone silent. Dele would leave work and rush to pick the children. The embarrassment hurt him. But what hurts more? She never took the children with her. She wanted freedom. She wanted to feel young. She wanted to enjoy alone. Tracy planned parties weeks ahead. She would buy new clothes, new asoebi, new shoes, new bags, new wigs. She must never repeat an outfit. She must shine. Even when money was tight, she still sprayed money at parties. She borrowed to look rich. At home, she complained there was no money. She had no plans. She was always broke, even though she earned well at the telecommunication company. One evening, Tracy and Dele were talking, and Dele asked, "What is it with you and parties? Is there something you are not saying? 'Cause this is no longer ordinary." Tracy laughed and said, "You know I was deprived of parties when I was young, so I'm making up for it now." She laughed, but Dele didn't. That was the day he understood. This was not just enjoyment. This was something deeper. Dele begged Tracy to see a therapist, but she refused and said she was fine. "Tracy, you miss work for parties," he said. "You miss church. You even forgot the children at daycare last week." She rolled her eyes. "Stop exaggerating. Nothing is wrong with me. Do you want to control me? Life is for enjoyment. I am fine." Days passed. Dele watched her plan parties like projects. She saved pictures of asoebi. She booked makeup artists early. She prized wigs and shoes. But she forgot home things. She forgot food sometimes. She forgot school notes. One night, Dele sat on the bed quietly. "I am not fighting you," he said softly. "I am scared." She kept pressing her phone. "You want to turn me into a boring housewife," she replied. "You want to cage me." After many arguments and emotional conversations, she finally agreed. Dele paid heavily for the session. On the day of the appointment, they sat down in the therapist's office. The therapist welcomed them warmly and asked Tracy to introduce herself and talk. Barely 4 minutes into the session, Tracy's phone rang. She checked it. Her face lit up. It was her best friend at work. There was a small colleague's birthday celebration planned for that evening at one of the best restaurants in the neighborhood. Immediately, Tracy stood up. She told the therapist and her husband, "I need to be there. I have preparations to make." She needed a new dinner dress, shoes nobody had seen, a perfect look. She told Dele to reschedule the session and drive home later. She would take a cab, and before anyone could respond, she ran out. The therapist sat in silence. In all her years of practice, she had never seen anything like it. She turned to Dele and said gently, "This is addiction." Days later, Tracy was on her way to work. It was a normal morning. Traffic was heavy. People were rushing. Everyone looked tired. Tracy stood at the bus stop scrolling through her phone, checking pictures from the last party she attended. She smiled to herself. That was when she heard someone shout her name. "Tracy!" She looked up. It was Bola, an old school friend, someone she had not seen in years. They both screamed with excitement. They hugged tightly. They laughed loudly. People around looked at them, but they didn't care. They started remembering old school days, how young they were, how careless life was then. Bola looked at Tracy and smiled. "So, you are married now," she said, laughing. "Do you still attend all these parties?" Tracy laughed immediately. "Marriage can't stop me," she said proudly. "I'm a free bird." They both laughed. Bola shook her head jokingly. "You never change." Then Bola paused. She looked around and leaned closer. "My brother just came back from abroad. We're planning a small welcome back party." Tracy's eyes brightened immediately. Party, that was all she heard. But for a short moment, something passed through her mind. Bola never had a brother. She remembered clearly. In school, Bola was an only child. But that thought didn't stay long because it was a party. And Tracy never questioned parties. She smiled widely. "When is it?" she asked. "In 2 weeks," Bola replied. "It will be classy, small crowd, big people." That was enough. They exchanged numbers again, and as Tracy entered the bus, her heart was already racing. Another party, another chance to shine. From that day, Tracy started preparing. She marked the date in her head. Every morning she thought about it. At work, she couldn't concentrate well. She kept imagining how she would look. What dress would turn heads? What shoe would make a statement? She checked her wardrobe. No, I've worn this before. She needed something new, something loud, something special. She went online. She went to boutiques. Prices were high, but she didn't care. She told herself, "I can't look anyhow." She borrowed money. She bought a new dress, new shoes, a new bag. Then she remembered her hair. This hair won't do. She took another loan, installed new hair. Each time she looked in the mirror, she smiled. She imagined people saying, "Wow, Tracy, you look amazing. You never disappoint." That was the reward. At home, Dele noticed. He noticed the new clothes, the new bags, the excitement. "Another party?" he asked calmly. "Yes," she replied quickly. "Just a small one." Dele sighed. He didn't argue, but he was not comfortable with it. The day of the party finally came. Tracy woke up very early. Too early. She was excited. She cleaned the house quickly. She dressed slowly. She wanted everything perfect. She checked her phone. A message from Bola. "The cab is on the way." Tracy smiled. She even sent a cab, she said to herself. "I must be special." She dressed fully. She looked at herself in the mirror. She turned left, turned right. She smiled. "This is my night," she whispered. The cab arrived. She entered happily. As they drove, she looked through the window. At first, the road was normal. Houses, shops, people. Then slowly, things changed. The road became quiet. No shops, no people, just bush, trees everywhere. Tracy shifted in her seat. "Are you sure this is the place?" she asked. "Yes, madam," the driver replied calmly. "We are close." They drove further. The silence became louder. Her heart started beating fast. She held her bag tightly. They finally stopped. A big house, hidden among trees. High fence, security men. Before she could think too much, Bola appeared, smiling. She hugged Tracy tightly. "You look so beautiful," Bola said. Those words melted Tracy's fear. That was all she wanted. Praise, admiration. They were satisfying food to her. Inside the place, food was plenty. Drinks were flowing. Music was loud. People were laughing and dancing like nothing in the world could go wrong.
Tracy tried to relax. She took a drink. She smiled. For a moment, she forgot her worries. Then suddenly, the music stopped. The lights went off. Before anyone could understand what was happening, masked men entered the room. People screamed. Some shouted. Some tried to run. Others froze where they stood. Fear grabbed everyone. Tracy fell to her knees. Her heart was beating fast. For the first time in a very long time, she prayed deeply. Not the usual quick prayer. Not, "God, please," and move on. She cried and said, "God, if you save me from this place, if you bring me out of this den alive, I promise I will change. I will be a good wife. I will be a present mother to my children. Please don't let me die here." Minutes later, they heard loud gunshots from outside. People screamed again. Then voices shouted, "Police! Everybody stay down." The police had arrived. They had been tracking this criminal group for months. They followed the cab driver that brought Tracy that night. The driver was their only lead to reach the hideout. The police overpowered the men. Some were arrested. Some escaped. Tracy was rescued. Only 2 other people were saved with her. Many others were not lucky. She was shaking, but she was alive. When Tracy got home, she broke down completely. She could not talk. She sat on the floor and cried like a child. She begged her husband. She apologized again and again. She said, "I'm sorry. I'm really sorry." This time, when therapy was mentioned, she agreed willingly. No argument, no excuses. In therapy, Tracy finally opened up. She told her full story. She talked about losing her mother at a very young age. She explained how her stepmother did not beat her, but took joy out of her life. While other children went to parties, Tracy stayed at home doing chores, watching others have fun from a distance. That pain stayed with her. She told the therapist and her husband, "I promised myself that when I grow up, I will attend every party, no matter what." That promise nearly cost her life. Therapy was not easy. Some days she cried, some days she felt angry, some days she wanted to give up. But slowly, she healed. After 3 months of therapy, Tracy was free. She became a present mother, a loving wife, a healed woman. She stopped running from home. She stopped chasing parties. She attended only meaningful events, and most times with her family. And for the first time in her life, Tracy was truly at peace. Moral: unhealed childhood pain doesn't disappear. It grows until it controls you. Sometimes what we call enjoyment is actually a cry for healing. If you like this story and it touched your heart, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss more powerful stories like this. Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Tell us what this story taught you. You can also drop the kind of African stories you want us to bring to life next. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Your love, your comments, your shares, and your support mean everything to us. This is one big family here, and we are truly grateful to have you. Until the next story, stay blessed.